Hi, everybody. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List, and welcome to our program today. Our special guest today is Claudia Nachtigal, and she is the newly appointed head of school for the Highlands School in Maryland, in Bel Air, Maryland. And so, Claudia, welcome. Welcome to our program.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And so, Claudia, let's begin with I think there are still a number of our viewers who are less than familiar with the Highlands School. The Highlands School, at the same time, has an amazing reputation despite that. So let's call it, to begin, one of Maryland's best kept secrets. And so let's tell the world the secret of the Highlands School. What do you do there, and how is it that you're so successful at what you do?
Thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things that makes the Highlands School very unique is that we serve students with learning differences and achievement gaps. And essentially what that means is that students who have been possibly diagnosed that they learn what we like to say is differently, doesn't mean they can't learn, they just learn differently and they need to be taught differently. We serve them, but we also serve students who might be behind in reading in this new post-pandemic world. So, and why we're so successful is because our teachers are specifically trained in language-based learning differences and in the counterpoints in math, such as dyscalculia, dysgraphia, dyslexia. But we also have a trained faculty who knows how to teach students executive functioning, which is how to be organized, how to not just do your homework, but how to turn in your homework, how to stay on top of the things that they're responsible for. So our faculty and staff have a lot of intimate knowledge of not only the strategies to teach our kids, but also the strategies to teach them to become adults.
So, Claudia, I know that there's been a lot of news lately of the, I think you used the term achievement gap. With regard, and I think that it refers to a lot of things, but what people know is it refers to the fact that many American children have fallen behind primarily as the result of staying at home and missing a whole lot of school during the pandemic and so forth. So you noted that, and we just, this is being recorded maybe a week or two past report card time. And I know that that's the time that parents get all worked up about, oh my goodness, my child is not doing as well as they thought. So if a parent of a child calls you and wants to discuss what the Highlands School does, just kind of walk us through again what they can expect.
Sure. So we get calls for all different reasons. We have some students who have achievement gaps that are very minor. Maybe they missed, if your child was in first and second grade during COVID, those are substantially important educational years. All of reading is scaffolded based on what you learn in first and second grade. And for kids who are mostly virtual, that's where we're seeing the gaps because it's very hard. And even if they were in school with masks on, it's really hard to understand phonetics, phonological awareness when someone's mouth is covered. So what we have found is that in general in America, students are 2 years behind where they were 4 years ago. So our sixth graders seem like fourth graders. Our fourth graders seem like second graders. One of the things that the Highlands School can do is give you sort of intense educational training to get your child over the hump. And that's for kids. Maybe your kid doesn't have a learning difference at all. They just, for some reason, were home or they didn't get the education they need. They can come to Highlands School for just a year even to get back on track and then go back to the school. They could also receive tutoring. We have a big learning center with tutors available after school. We can also come to you where you are to train students, to give them further understanding and retention of the things that they're learning in school currently. So maybe they're not far behind, but you just feel like they need some extra support. We can do both of those things. We have a day program and, again, like I said, an after-school program.
And in addition, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, you're a K through 8 school. You used to have a high school, but but no more. So you're looking to attract kids, again, kindergarten through eighth grade. And the goal, I guess, is to get them to grade level or potentially even beyond. And correct me again if I'm wrong here. You don't have to keep them 8 years through eighth grade, right? If they can come for a few years and they get to grade level and so forth, you're happy to return them to their previous school or any school of their choice.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we really do is we teach students to learn. So we're not just trying to get them on grade level. We're trying to teach them how to learn with the brain that they've been given. And some of those kids respond very quickly, get on grade level, and their parents want them to go back. Some of the kids just love the Highlands school. I've got a couple of kids who could go back to their other school, but they don't want to leave because we have things that other schools can't offer, one being small group classes. So half of the day they're spent with 3 students and 1 teacher. So it's like homeschool plus. We get all the benefits of really being known and really having an individualized education, what I like to call a boutique experience. But they also get the benefits of a bigger school. We have a play and we have a basketball team. So I really think it's the best of both worlds. That's why I do think it's the best kept secret of this area, right? Just
So
like
Claudia, it seems to me, as I talk to a lot of parents out there, that more and more kids are being diagnosed with things like ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, and so forth, which I guess means more and more kids also aren't being diagnosed with it, though they have that. If a parent suspects that there might be a reason that their child is not performing to their utmost ability, what should they do? How would they even begin the process of learning more about the Highlands School?
That's a great question. We have one more open house on January 27th. Any parent could come to that. You also can sign up for a free dyslexia screening. If you begin the application process here at the Highlands, we do testing. It's not the same as the psych ed testing that you would get from an outside psychologist or psychiatrist, but we have an internal achievement test so that we can see where your kid exactly is in reading comprehension, and mathematics. Those are the 3 places that we test. So we really want to work with parents to not only gather the data on their kid, but then to look at that data and say, okay, what's your educational goals? Here's the data. And then what can we create as a path for your child forward? It's all a very individualized process, as I said before, but getting that started can be as simple as a phone call, or it could be coming to our last open house on January 27th.
So Claudia, I think you know that my wife used to do educational testing, and for a while she actually shared my office, or she had the office next door rather, and she'd see parents and kids and do that testing, and then oftentimes when she ended up giving the parents the diagnosis of, let's just say, dyslexia, for example, and she would talk to them about the fact that this can be dealt with. It's not intended to be a lifelong trauma of any kind. They were, I guess you're just doing things educationally that have never been done before. And it's really a relatively new thing that schools like yours exist. I don't mean the last year or two, but maybe the last couple of decades, that children, including, I think, I know this is not yet a question, but I know in preparation for this interview, you and I were talking about the fact that one of your kids just scored some amazing score on the SAT. So kudos to you and the school, but just kind of tell us about that.
Yeah, so I would say, just from what you were saying, there are more kids being diagnosed with formal learning differences, or what we would call comorbidities. I would say post-pandemic depression and anxiety, those really do affect learning performance. So some of our kids are just coming because of that, because they were out of school. Now they've got anxiety about being at school. And also it's just the progress of psychological awareness, right? We're seeing more kids and parents who are just willing to find out sort of more about their child's brains. So yeah, what we're doing is certainly not a one, you know, we're not the only school in the nation doing this, but what we think we're doing is we are reaching students who are falling through the cracks. And like you said, we've helped thousands of kids here at the Highlands School, and we do have a current senior who just got a 1470 on his SAT after coming here with a diagnosis of dyslexia. So it isn't about a child's cognitive ability or whether or not they are smart. We believe that these students just have a different way to think and a different way to learn. And as you can see with this student, once given strategies and once giving the proper accommodations in place, students are thriving. And also getting those accommodations in place is really important before your child goes to college. So that's one of the things that we're also prepping, is we are making sure that there is documentation that will follow students for a lifetime, not just while they're here at the Highland School.
So Claudia, just we only have a couple of minutes left, but I know you alluded to this earlier on. There's, I guess I might call it a middle ground, or a way to see if the Highland School might be for one's child, and that's by entering and learning more about your learning center. So tell us, that's an after school and a summer program to acquaint people with the teaching styles of the Highland School?
Absolutely. We have, and that after school program can be for anybody of any age, even adults. It doesn't even have to be a student, and it doesn't have to be a K through 8 student. Some of our students who have left and gone on to other schools are actually coming back from tutoring from us. That just helps, again, reinforce their skills and make sure that they are using the strategies. One kid who's graduating college this year said, "I'm using the exact same strategies I used in the 6th grade." And that's the stuff that we're trying to plant, habitual strategies that help people learn. But we have adults who might need help with executive functioning, or a kid post-college who needs help with the LSAT. That's all things we can do. We can help you not only learn to learn, but learn to study and learn to organize. We also have a summer camp that's called, we have multiple things in our summer, but the morning is called Mind Jump. And it's a place where your student can come for 5 weeks in the summer to, it could be that just little bit of lift they need to get back on track. It could be they almost had a good school year, but they're struggling in a couple of sections. So we can bring them in for the 5 weeks in the summer and shore them up, making sure that they don't lose any progress over those summer months, and then start the fall very strongly. We've had kids who have end up in our day program after Mind Jump, but we've had lots of kids who just come back every summer for this Mind Jump program. It's not quite summer school in the same ways that you would think. It's still doing reading, comprehension, and math every single day, every single morning. And then we're going to offer tons of camps in the afternoon if you're a parent who might need childcare. So I'm going to have a dance camp myself, and I'm also going to teach a music camp. So we like to have fun at the Highlands. It's not just all about reading and comprehension and math.
That's great. So I think as we close, Claudia, those who live and are viewing this in the Baltimore or Washington area, they're probably maybe a little more familiar with the Genesee School or the Odyssey School, but the Highland School is alive and well and thriving, quite obviously. And you serve students primarily in northern Baltimore County, Harford County, Cecil County, and so forth, correct?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Most of our students, and we do have a bus route that runs the edge of Baltimore County. So we do have students definitely who come from there, but most of our students are from the northern edge and further north, just as you said.
Located in Bel Air, Maryland. I know I've been there, and you and I have chatted previously. You have a beautiful school, beautiful campus. How does someone reach out to you and begin to check out the Highland School?
So on our website, which is hsmsd.org. And I'm going to confirm that. Isn't that terrible? Sorry about that. hsmd.org. Yay. The head of school knows our website. There's an inquiry form. So feel free to go on our website. You can fill out that inquiry form and it will come right to our admissions director who will reach out and call you. I also am available for any personal calls if you have questions about your students. And again, our number is also on our website. So you can Google us at the Highlands School or look us up on hmsd.org.
Well, Claudia, this was a wonderful conversation. Congratulations again on your recent appointment as the head of school at the Highlands School. Obviously, a lot going on there. And to our viewers who might have a child or a grandchild who you think might thrive, reach out to the Highlands School. And beyond that, anyone in Maryland or even beyond who wants to learn more about an educational program that thrives and deals with kids with achievement gaps or dyslexia or ADD or anything of that sort, give Claudia a call. Claudia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, David. Thanks for your time.
It's our pleasure. Check out the Highlands School. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List, and thank you for joining us today.